Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's a good morning to all of you here in this chapel and also on YouTube. I'm Eric Tschuy, your worship leader for today. And we are especially glad to have those of you who may be with us for the first time, and I've met one or two of you, and to hope to see you again soon. I'd like to remind you to please silence your cell phone or any other noise-making devices at this time, please. Our speaker is going to be our own Reverend Landerman Zucker, who will be talking to us today. Eastrose Fellowship sits on the occupied territory of the Clackamas Chinook people, who were forcibly displaced from this land to the Grand Ronde Reservation in 1855. We acknowledge the sacrifices endured by the ancestors of this land, and that our presence here today is only possible because the injustices committed against them. We recognize the inherent sovereignty of the Chinook Nation and the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde, who carry on the traditions, history, and legacy held by their ancestors from time immemorial to this day. We seek meaningful relationships with these communities that foster repair. Let's take a moment now and let's greet each other here today, both in the chapel and online. So first, please stand and face the cameras by the clock on the back wall over there and wave hello to our friends online. And I love seeing this friendliness and love going on here. And we can continue it after the service around coffee in the back. So please do that later. For our online guests, if you'd like to share joy or sorrow during that portion of the service coming up, you can do so by entering it in the YouTube chat, and they will be shared aloud for everyone here. I also encourage you to identify yourself in the chat so we better acknowledge your presence with us today. We now have the responsive reading, and that's We Are Earth by Joy Harjo. The call, my part, is gold. The response, your part, will be in white. Remember the earth, whose skin you are. Red earth, black earth, yellow earth, white earth, brown earth.
We are earth.
Remember the plants, trees, animal life, who all have their tribes, their families, their histories too. Talk to them, Listen to them. They are alive poems. Remember the wind. Remember her voice. She knows the origin of this universe. Remember, you are all people, and all people are you.
We are Earth.
Remember, you are this universe, and this universe is you.
We are Earth.
Remember, all is in motion, is growing, is you.
We are Earth.
Remember, language comes from this. Remember, the dance language is that life is. Remember.
We are Earth.
Chalice lighting, we light this chalice for the earth, of which we are a part. We pledge to care for what it needs and hold it in our heart.
Good morning, Eastrose.
Good morning.
I'm the Reverend Robin Zucker, if you're here for the first time, and I welcome you to our service today, honoring the earth and our relationship to it. We begin today with a reading by David Rosenthal, a poem called Trees Need Not Walk the Earth. Trees need not walk the earth for beauty or for bread. Beauty will come to them where they stand. Here among the children of the sap is no pride of ancestry. A birch may wear no less the mourning than an oak. Here are no heirlooms save those of loveliness, in which each tree is kingly in its heritage of grace. Here is but beauty's wisdom, in which all trees are wise. Trees need not walk the earth for bread or for beauty. Beauty will come to them in the rainbow, the sunlight, and the lilac-haunted rain. And bread will come to them as beauty came in the rainbow, in the sunlight, in the rain. Our opening hymn is a favorite. Please rise as you are able to sing Morning Has Broken, number 38 in the gray hymnal, but the words will also be on the screen. As you can see, we have the wonderful Micah with us this morning. We also have Ayla here today, who's one of our AV staff, marking 1 year of working with us. We're so grateful for you very much. So now I'd like to invite Tara up with the children.
Good morning. You can come on up. Today we're wondering about what it means to be a good steward of the earth, someone who takes care of the world around us. Sometimes when we think about nature, we might think of trees or animals or hiking trails. But today we're also thinking about how we're connected to those things, how they hold and nurture us, and how the choices we make can help them grow and thrive. This is a true story about a boy who decided to care for the land one step at a time. This is The Boy Who Grew a Forest, the true story of Jadav Paying by Sophia Goals, illustrated by Kayla Heron. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is now. That's a proverb. In India, on a large river island, among farms and families hard at work, there lived a boy who loved trees. Trees meant shade, food, and shelter for many. But each rainy season, floodwaters swallowed more and more of the beautiful tree-covered land. The boy's precious island was shrinking, eroding away with the rushing river, leaving empty sandbars behind. The boy witnessed animals stranded on those sandbars, their homes destroyed. He feared that if animals withered without trees, people would too. The boy shared his fears with the village. The elders explained that the only way to help animals was to create new homes for them. They gifted the boy with 20 bamboo saplings. Alone, he canoed down the muddy river. He wished he could cover all the land with trees, but a large sandbar nearby was a place to start. The land was too barren for animals, the shores too sandy for leafy trees. Would bamboo grow? The boy hoped. Determined, he began to plant, 1 shaft, 2, then 3. Every day he watered the saplings by hand, sweat trickling down his face and chest. He built a watering system to help and lugged heavy buckets from the river. His arms grew tired, his back sore. Still, each day he tended to the plants, and over time the bamboo patch grew into a healthy thicket. The boy was proud of his work, but he worried it wouldn't be enough to stop the swelling river or to provide shelter for animals. If he wanted more plants to grow, he would have to create a richer soil. The boy carried cow dung, earthworms, termites, and angry red ants that bit him on the journey to their new home. He brought seeds from neighboring villages, over trails, through brush, down the river. Each day he planted. As years passed and the boy grew, so did a forest, 10 acres, 20 acres, then 40. Wildlife returned for the first time in many years. Buffalo, one-horned rhinos and snakes, gibbons, migratory birds, and elephants. The man's forest teemed with life and diversity. Not everyone was happy. Fear swept over the villages when tigers arrived. So the man planted more grasses to attract small animals that would keep the tigers happy in the forest. Elephants wandered into neighboring farms to feast on the crops. So the man planted more fruit trees to help feed the hungry elephants. Some wanted to harvest the forest to build homes, but the man was there to plant anew. Others tried to hunt the animals for their horns and fur, but the man was there to protect. Few thought the forest would last, but the man believed in its strength. Now in India, on a large river island, among wildlife and trees as tall as buildings, there lives a man who has planted a forest. The forest is called Molai, after a man named Jadav Molai Paying, who never stopped planting and pruning and protecting. Only by growing plants the earth will survive. Jadav Paying. Jadav's forest is now over 1,300 acres. That's bigger than 900 football fields, and home to thousands of species of plants and animals, some endangered. If one person can plant a whole forest, can you imagine what many people working together could do? Let's keep wondering about it as we say goodbye to the grown-ups and do our own nature exploration. If the adults along the center aisle will form a bridge, we'll sing the children out.
Fearless leader, President Katie Norris Perry, is going to come up now and talk about stewardship. Come on up, Katie.
I need a prop.
I can hold this while you
Okay.
come on up to the pulpit.
Yeah. Okay, good morning. I want to talk about our stewardship campaign. Stewardship, as you just heard in that lovely story, is more than just individual contributions. It's about pooling our resources to build this community together. I've been thinking about how to show that in a little graph to show what we've been bringing in with our pledge campaign. And I think the most natural metaphor is our own chalice, with some liberties taken. You can't see it behind the screen, but we have a stained glass window there. So the chalice itself, which is this part here, represents our foundation, our building, our operations, the base that supports everything that we do. The flame is our Sunday services, our worship, and our kids' religious exploration, the heart of why we gather. And the stained glass around the flame represent our programs, the ways we connect through music and song, how we stay connected online, and how we reach beyond Eastrose. So all of this together makes the community that is what it is, what we are. So the reason I'm bringing this up now is timing. By now, you should have received a letter from Eastrose with a pledge envelope. This is what the letter looks like. It was sent a week ago. And this is where the form that you received on the envelope are important. They need to come back to us. Whether you're making a very small contribution or a very large contribution, you don't need to give us the contribution, you just need to tell us what that contribution will be. So this is where you will let us know what your plan is for giving in the coming church year, which starts July 1st. And it goes through June of 2027. So the sooner we receive the pledges, the sooner we can begin to see what the full picture of the year ahead looks like. It gives us the clarity not just to maintain what we have, but also to thoughtfully plan for worship, for the programs that we offer, and for how we serve one another and the wider community. So I'll be sharing this chart each week, and I'm going to be coloring it in as we get pledges, starting at the bottom, because we need that foundation in order to be here. And we'll look and see together how we're growing and what's going to be possible. So this isn't about pressure. This is about clarity and timing. So the sooner you give us a response to your commitment for the coming year, the more clarity we have. There's a congregational meeting for members to vote on our budget at the end of May, and if we don't know what we have, we won't be able to be really accurate in predicting. So give early.
Be the change.
Be the change. So I'll close with this. If this community matters to you, your pledge, especially now, helps shape what it can be in the year ahead. And I made some coloring sheets for you or your children to take. So it's not our chalice window per se, but it's a chalice with Earth Day type themes around it. So I'll put it up here by the front, and you can grab one or just see me afterward.
Thank you. We'll enter into some quiet time together now, sort of little oasis of quiet in a landscape of words. So I invite you to put your feet on the floor and uncross your arms. Put down anything you might be holding. Maybe open your hands into your lap and start with a big exhale. And close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And just exhale, big exhale. Drop your shoulders. Soften your face. See if you can soften your cheeks, your forehead, your chin. Let it sort of hang. Soften it. Go back to your shoulders. Move down to your hands. See how much spaciousness you can create inside yourself with your breath. Move down your body, relaxing as you can your torso, your hips, your legs, your feet, breathing. And then begin some intentional breathing. 4 beats in slowly through your nose, 5 or 6 beats out slowly through your mouth in a steady rhythm, continuing to create spaciousness, not thinking, not planning, just being with your breath. We'll just breathe together. While you breathe, I offer these words by Kathleen McTeague. We breathe the common wind of the earth, no matter where we live, who we love, or what language we speak. We drink the common water of the earth, no matter the color of our skin, how long we live, the coverings we drape on our forms. We follow the common paths of the earth, no matter our beliefs, how far we move from home, the gold that we carry, or its lack. May we live from these truths, our heart open to the holiness around us, our hands turned away toward the common good. We breathe the common wind of the earth. Slowly come out of your breathing, do a few more rounds with your eyes open. Just bring yourself slowly back into this space. Remember, you take your breath everywhere with you. You can do this everywhere you go for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long you need to center yourself. Stop and feel, breathe, and allow. Our spirit song is a Native American chant, "The Earth is Our Mother." It's number 1073 in the Teal hymnal, but the words will be on the screen. Micah. You'll remain seated.
Today's reading is Yelling at Trees by Robert Fulgham, who's also a Unitarian minister. In the Solomon Islands in the South Pacific, some villagers practice a unique form of logging. If a tree is too large to be felled with an axe, the natives cut it down by yelling at it. I can't lay my hands on the article, but I swear I read it. Woodsmen with special powers creep up on a tree just at dawn and suddenly scream at it at the top of their lungs. They continue this for 30 days. The tree dies and falls over. The theory is that the hollering kills the spirit of the tree. According to the villagers, it always works. Ah, those poor, naive innocents. Such quaintly charming habits of the jungle. Screaming at trees, indeed. How primitive. Too bad they don't have the advantages of modern technology and a scientific mind. Me, I yell at my wife, and yell at the telephone, and the lawnmower, and yell at the TV, and the newspaper, and my children. I've been known to shake my fist and yell at the sky at times. My next-door neighbor yells at his car a lot. And this summer, I heard him yell at a stepladder for most of an afternoon. We modern, urban, educated folks yell at traffic and umpires, and bills, and banks, and machines, especially machines. Machines and relatives get most of the yelling, and now computers. Don't know what good it does. Machines and things just sit there. Even kicking doesn't always help. As for people, well, the Solomon Islands may have a point. Yelling at living things does tend to kill the spirit in them. Sticks and stones may break our bones, but words will break our heart.
Have you ever attended the ordination of a UU minister? Raise your hand if you have. Yes. If so, you've witnessed the conveying of a station with the presentation of a robe, a sign of the learned ministry, and the stole, a symbol of ordained clergy. I'm wearing the stole I received at my ordination on May 20th, 2000. I treasure it. The tattered edges have been repaired, and it represents my call. Now, as I explained in a previous sermon, my robe, all heavy black folds with velvet stripes and Harvard crimson crow feet, very impressive. It hangs in a garment bag in my coat closet. I did wear it earlier in my ministry to be taken seriously and to prevent folks from critiquing my outfit. It happens a lot, by the way, still, according to my female clergy friends. But I don't feel the need for the robe anymore in order to feel like a bona fide religious leader. Now, ordaining is taken seriously across all religious landscapes. Wiccans ordain high priestesses, just as Catholics ordain priests, Jews ordain rabbis, and Buddhists ordain monks. UU ordinations are conferred by congregations, not the UUA, and they cannot be revoked. I will be Rev. Robin forevermore, pulpit or no, for better or worse. And a side note here, one does not get ordained online. One receives a certificate to perform a wedding. Just saying. Now, a very unique form of ordination takes place deep in the forests of Thailand. The environmental devastation of logging, cash crops, and slash and burn agriculture has been some of the worst in Southeast Asia. In response, out in the small villages of rural Thailand, monks conduct the seemingly peculiar ritual of ordaining trees by tying orange monks' robes around them. These monks are practicing engaged Buddhism by using their knowledge of community laws, along with their deeply rooted religious principles, to do what they can to save the environment. We are not monks and we are not in Thailand, but we are also facing the threat of environmental degradation close to home, here in Oregon, in forests nationwide, and essentially all over our increasingly exploited and poisoned planet. How would your life be impacted without your natural places? What actions might we take as Unitarian Universalists to live out our principles of honoring the interdependent web? Now we'll circle back to that a little bit later. You may wonder how these Thai monks arrived at this genius idea of ordaining trees in the first place. Well, they see the forest as one of their closest connections to the teachings of the Buddha. And after all, he was enlightened under a tree, the Bodhi tree. And for centuries, monastics have used the forest as a way to truly walk the Buddhist path. This may explain the relatively new and popular spiritual practice called forest bathing. Have any of you forest bathed? It's essentially a walking meditation among the trees. It's got a name now. I've been doing it for years without the label, walking among the trees, especially in the conservation lands around Concord, Massachusetts, Thoreau country, where I lived for many years. I didn't know it was a thing. The poet Wendell Berry captures the joy and serenity, though, of forest bathing, walking among the trees, when he says, "I go among the trees and sit still. All my stirrings become quiet around me like circles on water. I hear my song at last, and I sing it as we sing, the days turn and the trees move." Like the poet, Thai monks knew it was a thing, and they began to organize and act by ordaining trees in their forests where illegal logging was taking place. In one of the articles I read to prepare for today, there's an amazing photo of a group of monks tying an enormous saffron robe and sash around the trunk of the oldest and largest tree. John, you can see. Right, beautiful. There's a lot of pictures online, but I really liked the sun coming through. Thank you, John. Now, this is not done in secret. This is not some stealth campaign. Quite the contrary. The ceremonies are large and well publicized in a hope to discourage loggers who do not want to invite the bad karma of cutting down the forest around an ordained tree. It's brilliant, really. There are photographs of entire groves of trees ordained with sashes around them. These engaged Buddhists teach through their actions that the entire country can thrive when the individual parts are healthy. The entire planet can thrive when the individual parts are healthy. And this is not just a fitting metaphor for trees in a forest, but also for members of a society, a congregation, this congregation in transition. The whole will thrive when the individual parts are in right relationship, right intention, and right action. Interdependence, interconnectedness, intersectionality are such key concepts and practices for survival and solidarity. And nature itself models this for us. Trees model this for us. For instance, forests are crucial for the health and well-being of people, wildlife, and the planet. They're home to roughly 2/3 of all land-dwelling plant and animal species, critical lifelines for communities big and small, and one of the last lines of defense around catastrophic climate change. Simply put, saving the forests is tied to global warming, food production, animal extinction, and human extinction. The tree-ordaining monks alert us to the fact that without the natural world, there can be no civilization, and without civilization, there can be no community or culture. In the past, canonical Buddhism was ambiguous about certain ecological ideas, especially the notion that flora have the same importance as sentient beings like animals and humans. But over time, there has been an embrace of the idea that rocks, trees, waterfalls, air, all carry Buddha nature. Now, the Native Americans have recognized this, the divinity in all things, as a fundamental basis of their spiritual framework. We celebrate them on Indigenous Peoples' Day in October, given that Columbus did not discover America. He arrived here among the First Nations with colonial arrogance. And yes, Western Judeo-Christian biblical beliefs say that humankind, actually man, was given dominion over the planet and all living things, and this has not led to the careful stewardship of our resources. When you look around, you see we're plagued with the clear-cutting of forests, factory farming, climate change, and groundwater contamination from fracking and other causes. I haven't heard of any multinational corporations or government agency ordaining trees. Have you? We can learn so much from the spiritual traditions of Native people and Eastern spiritual perspectives like Buddhism. If we listen to the heartbeat of trees, we might act to save the planet and ourselves, and yes, grow spiritually and communally in the process. In the Native American story called The Sacred Tree, we hear this warning. The ancient ones taught us that the life of the tree is the life of the people. If the people wander far away from the protective shadow of the tree, if they forget to seek the nourishment of its fruit, or if they should turn against the tree and attempt to destroy it, great sorrow will fall upon the people. They will cease to dream dreams and see visions. They will begin to quarrel among themselves over worthless trifles. They will become unable to tell the truth and deal with each other honestly. They will forget how to survive on their own land. Their lives will be filled with anger and despair. Little by little, they will poison themselves on all they touch. It was foretold that these things would come to pass, but that the tree would never die. And as long as that tree lives, the people live. In other words, as long as the forest continues to possess a beating heart, we will too. My sermon title today, The Heartbeat of Trees. It sounds like a poetic illusion, right? Very lovely. Yet there is scientific evidence to it too. Many people in the forest at night have voiced a suspicion that the trees are somehow awake and moving. Tolkien famously made use of this concept in The Old Forest and Fangorn in his books. I was fascinated to learn that science has discovered that some trees raise and lower their branches several times in the course of a night in a process of transporting water and sugar through tracheids, the plant equivalent of veins, their own form of a heartbeat. One Danish researcher also tracked the shrinking and expanding of tree trunks during the night. Trees share resources through fungoids, pass through root systems to their wooded pals in needs of a boost. It's like a pastoral visit in the woods. If this isn't a metaphor for interdependence and solidarity through our rootedness to this place and one another, I don't know what is. Science magazine cleverly calls this phenomenon the Wood Wide Web. Clever, I loved it. Now, this scientific work is an example of the growing body of literature exposing the secret life of trees and their capacity to support one another and communicate messages, verifying to some extent centuries of supposed folklore and myth. Now scientists are studying the effect of stress on trees It's all utterly eye-opening and fascinating. Consider these findings the next time you are out forest bathing. Oh, and give a tree a robust squeeze while you're at it. Not that you need more convincing to love trees or see them as a valuable resource, but science has also validated that hugging a tree, literally hugging it, rather than yelling at it, or even being in the vicinity of them, can boost our mental health. So get outside among some trees. In the book Blinded by Science, Matthew Silverstone notes countless studies citing the beneficial effects of nature on conditions like ADHD, migraines, depression, and anxiety. It was recorded that children function better cognitively and emotionally if they've been in green environments and have more creative play in green spaces. Adults too, I reckon. So what is the connection? Yes, the open, natural, and pleasing spaces make a difference, but Silverstone shows that it's more than one theory. Instead, he explains how it's the vibrational properties of the trees and plants that also offer health benefits. The actual vibration of the trees on our own nervous system. When one touches a tree, hugs it, its vibrational pattern affects our own. He says human beings can only live outside the laws of nature for so long before symptoms of disconnect are made manifest. Earlier, the poet David Rosenthal reminds us, trees need not walk the earth for bread or for beauty. Beauty will come to them where they stand. Trees need not walk the earth, but we must. Our hearts would be broken without our natural places. This congregation is invited to join a UUA program I've mentioned before, Green Sanctuary 2030, Mobilizing for Climate Justice. It provides structure, leadership, and support in broad collaboration for the UU faith community to engage in an ambitious environmental and climate justice movement that seeks to live fully our principles and achieve our vision of a sustainable world. So if you're interested in this initiative, folks like Eric also have expressed interest in this, and maybe Eastrose will have a group in collaboration with the rest of the denomination for the Climate 2030 initiative. May we deepen our roots and be ordained to good stewardship of this congregation and this planet. May we ever awaken and seek the sacred tree and protect it. May we pledge allegiance to the earth and make every election Earth Day. May we honor the living traditions of the Native people and Buddha wisdom. And may we do all we can to preserve our wild places so we too can walk in beauty, our own hearts beating in rhythm with the trees. Blessed be, blessed we, and amen. Our final hymn is number 163 in the gray hymnal. The words will also be on the screen. For the earth forever turning. Please rise as you are able.
We share half of the cash offering with a local organization doing good works in the community. Portland Immigrant Rights Coalition is our Sharing the Bounty partner from March through August. They work to empower immigrants, unite families, and build a just community. PIRC maintains a hotline to report ICE activity, provides referrals to legal aid and social services, trains rapid response Migrant watchers, and maintains a daily presence at the Portland Immigration Court and ICE building. If you're donating online, you may donate by visiting our website and clicking the donate button, or you may scan the QR code on the screen. If you're here for the first time, we invite you to let the basket pass and truly be our guest. The gifts of the congregation will now be most gratefully received. Please remain seated so we can sing our song of gratitude, which is 1010 in the Teal hymnal, We Give Thanks. And the words will be up here on the screen. We extinguish the flame of the chalice to remind us love is the center. As we explore and rest, engage and heal, love remains the center. When all we can see is cold ashes, love remains. And now we have some announcements. I have one from Reverend Connie Yost, and this one is, she has two actually. One is more general and one is more timely. The more general one is the windmill mushroom farm workers, I think it's already announced before, have been fighting for union recognition since 2022 and have called for a boycott of the windmill mushroom farm. Besides honoring the boycott, you can help by signing the petition to the CEO of Instar, a private equity firm which owns Windmill Mushroom Farm. Sign the petition to boycott the hell out of windmill mushrooms. So that's Instar. The more timely one is the call to action for May Day, which is coming right up. And this is a pledge to support immigrants on May 1st. So on this May 1st, we come together to honor the power of workers, community, and collective action. Location will be Capitol Mall State Park, 900 Court Street, Northeast, Salem, Oregon. 11 a.m. is the start time with the rally, and noon is the march. And there's a contact number here for Reverend Connie Yost. If anybody's interested, I'll have this out there. Another announcement. This one is from Keene, right here. Outdoor work parties, Saturday, May 9th, from 9 to 12. We need help. That's all he says. We need help. Another one is, this one's from Saoirse. There's going to be a vigil for the victims of the Toboso massacre. Several people were murdered in the Philippines recently. And so it's today at from 6 to 8 p.m. at Peninsula Park. Lyle and Kai, who are two Filipino Americans who are part of Saoirse's and Crystal's community, were killed alongside 17 others. So there's some very bad things going on there. A personal announcement from me outside, there's some free seats that missed the plot exchange yesterday. So feel free to take some home. Was there something else? Okay.
Hello, in the back here. Flyers for the vigil are posted on the corkboard in the hallway where it says Social Justice Outside Eastrose. They're little flyers with Saoirse's number, so you can call or text them if you need more information, because this is tonight. A couple other things that we have going on. Tuesday is lunch with the minister. Wednesday, there's a hike. This is for people who don't necessarily receive pedals or look at the website. And then next Sunday is our potluck. It's first Sunday potluck. And if the stars are in our favor, we'll have a couple of vintage train sets set up in the far classroom. So there you go.
That sounds like tons of fun.
I have two announcements today from 6 to 8 at a place called Hawthorne Hideaway. It's a bar, restaurant, and music venue. It's a free program called Songs of Resistance, and some incredible people will be singing, and there will be some singing along. So Hawthorne Hideaway, you can look up where it is. It's from 6 to 8 tonight. I'm going to hope to be there myself. And we're having spirited conversations today. So if you want to be part of that and deepen our conversation, it'll be up here in the front after you've gotten your coffee. Okay? And some help setting up the chairs as usual would be wonderful. Now please join me in the unison benediction.
Go out into the world in peace. Have courage. Hold on to what is good. Return to no person evil for evil. Strengthen the faint-hearted. Support the weak. Help the suffering. Honor all beings.
And may you go out in joy and return in love. Please remain seated for the postlude.